Hello everyone and welcome back to Soul Strike. My name is Come To Us Evan and I am talking to you on Twitch and YouTube today. What's up Simart? What's going on chat? Welcome everybody. I'm glad y'all could be here today. Guys, I want to start off by going over the most recent update details for Soul Strike, and then we can get into a bunch of other stuff, including but not limited to a dev Q&A. We've got wheel spins, more opportunities for you to earn codes like the ball drop, and more. So I want to remind you guys as well that we've also got that survey roaming around in chat shortly. That'll get pinned by our mods as soon as possible. And you can fill that out to get yourself some ether and also submit any questions that you might have to the devs. Motive, what's going on, dude? Welcome aboard. Let's get started in here. So 2.3.0, we got ourselves a new ally added into the game, Cecilia. It seems like the devs have really kind of locked in on trying to fill out the wind element. You know, we've had this conversation for quite a while. We had the fire element domination for such a long time. Then they were also doing physical, kind of making it so folks in the physical build could have a little bit more time or an easier time competing. And now it seems like their focus has landed on wind for now. I'd love to hear from folks in chat about what you think of Cecilia. I'm going to be summoning for her later on in the stream. Matt Sykes, welcome back, says yo. Yo in chat. Yo, right back to you. So she unleashes a flurry of slashes. Unleashes a flurry of slashes is probably the hardest thing I've had to say all day today. Dealing a set percentage of attack as damage to all enemies within the area and applying an electrocute debuff to them. Awesome. Welcome back, Velfrost. Dude, 172 centimeters, 70 kilograms, 98. That's crazy, bro. Dude, what a name. It says buff physical already. Honestly, it's a great point. I would love to hear which element you guys want them to focus in on next. I imagine they're probably going to come back around to physical. Like we've seen them kind of they really threw a bone to the physical build during like the Nanomachine collab, and I expect that they're going to return back to it in the future. But just know that that's from me as Evan, not me as like a dev, because I'm not a dev at all. So doing that would be great. She is good, needs only A3. Love to hear that. We love it when an ally only requires A3 to be dope. And we got the Awakened look, as well as the Season Pass skin, the Teal Dancer. It's so cute, bro. Lal Darian says, we struggle as physical players. And Curdle, I'm glad you made it. Welcome. We're going to be jumping into the dev Q&A sooner rather than later today. I figure what we'll do is I'm just going to go through the update notice just so you guys have like a forecast for what the stream is going to be like. We'll finish up the update notice, jump into the dev Q&A, and then we'll jump into the game after that, and I'll do some summons for Cecilia. Play around, chase the dot, you know, other stuff like that. Hello, the last girl on the Grandest series. Oh, and then we also have big news with the guaranteed transmutation feature. Essentially, now what they've done is they've introduced these ultimate pieces, basically catalysts, to decide what variety of ultimate gear you want to make. This new super transmutation, this is like very cool that they've allowed us to have guaranteed transmutation. I'd love to hear your impression of it too, chat. Let me know what you think of this particular section from the update notice, because this is pretty big. Also, you'll notice, guys, while you're talking in chat, that the dev Q&A, the survey link that we use to like gather questions for that, as well as what'll sign you up for the ball drop, just got posted and pinned to the top. What up, Kronuk? What up, dude? Guys, I've got my gamer juice here today. Gamer juice today is drip coffee with a splash of pumpkin spice. It's got like just one pump of pumpkin spice flavor in it, and it is just chef's kiss. Lal Darian's got some feedback. They cost 900k ether. Heavens to Betsy, dude. Each so overpriced, you need like 9 million ether per try, which is crazy. Lal Darian, we've had this discussion before, but with all new, you know, every time an update comes through, every time they add some new feature or add something, there's always room for balancing and also adjusting how much of an economical toll it's going to take on players. So given time, given feedback, we might see adjustments to it. However, I will stipulate with the fact that this is pretty insane. So if they don't do it, I also won't be surprised. But you know what I mean to say. Kronuk, dude, I got a lot of nat vibes on the beginner account. Can't wait to show you later. I can't wait to see it, Kronuk. I'm sure you're thrilled about all the new events that got announced for SW too, but that's going to be for later. God of Dumplings says, who are you? I don't know if you're talking to me or someone in chat, but if you're talking to me, I'm Evan. What's going on? I've been streaming Soul Strike on here for actually ever since like Soul Strike's release, probably just shy of like a year and a half, you know, thereabouts. I think it's probably a year and a half because the game just crossed that. Something like that. Yes, yeah, I'm Evan. Nice to meet you, dude. Let's continue. Let's keep going through here. We also got some new titles. Oh, we've got a new boss for the Abyss of Nightmare, and he's got new gear, which looks super sick. The back piece, which is the Celestial Tiger's protection, looks fantastic. Those ephemeral sort of tiger claws. I'm a sucker for that. You know, it's very, very cool. Yeah, Motive, I agree. It kind of looks like a tiger version of a Susano. You know what I'm talking about? It's probably looks like a Susano, at least to me. We got the expanded Ultimate Transcendence for the allies. I'll let you guys kind of read through that on the background. Evan, nice to meet you. What is all this you're showing today? Right now we're going through update 2.3.0, which released back on the 26th of September, but this is our first stream since then, so we haven't had a chance to talk about it. We briefly touched on the new ally. We talked about the guaranteed ultimate transfusion that was announced in this update, and now we're looking at the next transcendence for allies. As we get further down into the notice, you'll see that there's also some UI updates. This is mostly like quality of life stuff, like for instance within the collection display. Now we see what it will do, what it'll become on future levels, and more stuff that probably just should have been there from the beginning. We also are introduced to the Harvest Moon summon event. RNZ says, hello Evan and everyone, sad can't stay, gotta wake up early for work tomorrow. Hope you guys have a good stream. And good night. Good night to you too, RNZ. And yeah, you can always check out the VOD if you want to come back, but get some good rest. Lord knows I need some good rest tonight, guys. I'm getting real sleepy, and we got places to be. This not for Soul Strike, but for Summoners War. We get the America's Cup coming up next week, so I'm going to be flying to Brazil next week. It's going to be crazy. Marigo, hello. Now, are you a reference to a merry-go-round, or are you a reference to the Going Merry? That's my question, Marigo. And that brings us to the end of the notice. So I would love, again, for you guys to give me your review of Cecilia and also the Ultimate Transfusion. We've only heard from one person so far, basically saying that while great, the item carries a high price tag, which frankly, you know, it's a pretty cool effect. So I kind of get it, but that is very expensive. Now that we got more folks here, I think this would be a good time to maybe transition over to the dev Q&A, but before we do that, I'm gonna do our first wheel spin. Let's get everybody a code. Let's get some folks something for the stream, for hanging out today. You know how this works. There are 6 balls in the tank. You tell me how many times to spin it and which ball from left to right to pluck out, and then we'll figure out what code is on it. 2 and 2, says Laldarian. 2 and 2. 1, 2. Plain and simple, real easy. Again, this is from Laldarian in chat. And it is, 365 relic tickets. That's a really good one. That's one of the best things in the wheel, to be honest. It's one of the best. The pre-notice for this stream was very short, says Mary Go. I'm glad you could be here. I'm glad you could be here regardless, even if we're being spontaneous about it. Okay, guys, no ears. You know, it's funny, I don't see any ears in my proximity. I don't detect any ears. I'm getting a sign that there are no ears on the table today. Thank God. I've been having really bad luck with the ears. Okay, guys. Hey, what's up, Death? It's good to see you. Before we get too deep into this, I've said it once, I'm gonna say it again. Another way that you can get a lot of ether is by filling out the survey that's pinned to the top of both chats. That's going to get you 50k ether, and at the same time, it's also how we get questions that we can pass on to the developers, and we compile the ones that they answer and put them into this document, and then we can go through it on stream together. So with that said, you should fill it out, and we can get into it. The first one is going to be from Turn Off Shadows. It says, what criteria do you consider in choosing a collab? Love your work, by the way, keep at it. 172 centimeters, 70 kilograms is a 900. It's actually each survey. It's for each person who fills out the survey. So since you're filling out the survey, you can get it, which is great. And the devs went on to answer that. By the way, the devs are sporting the new tiger attire from the update. Looks very, very nice. When considering collaborations, the dev team always prioritizes whether the IP truly fits with Soulstrike and if our players will enjoy the experience. We're grateful for your positive feedback on collaborations, and we will continue striving to deliver new and exciting experiences in-game. I feel like they've hit the mark every time too, which is definitely a skill. They've kind of carved out like a niche for collaborations, more specifically, right? They really like to collaborate with mangas, with anime, with manhwa. There's a lot of like different webtoons that we've had so far. And they really just have done a stellar job with the theming on the collabs. Everything fits so well within Soulstrike's world and the aesthetic. So, you know, I agree with Turn Off Shadows. I think they've done a really good job with that so far. Let's move on. The next one is from Kwa 1991. Is there any plans to implement any cheat engine to counter cheater or hacker in the game? I imagine they mean it might be anti-cheat and it might have gotten auto-corrected. And the devs responded to that saying, Soulstrike currently utilizes a guard program to prevent cheats, continuously monitoring abnormal access and exploit attempts. We'll continue working hard to provide a smoother and cleaner gameplay environment. Thank you. And that's definitely one thing of theirs that is a high priority focus right now. This is, so Kwa 1991 is via this question is sort of asking this as a representative for the community, because it's definitely been a conversation in the community so far. Candy Caner, Soulstrike doesn't stop cheats. Dude, I'll say this about that. Sometimes with hackers and cheaters, they'll often try to find a way around it. And also, like, you know, once there's a lot, there's also can be either A, a lot of them, and so it's hard to track down all of them, or B, you also kind of want to be a little careful to not have it be so sensitive that you accidentally target players that are genuinely not cheating. But to the point, this is absolutely a topic that's been discussed at length in the community. We've even had players reach out to us as well, and we've since relayed that over to the developers so that they can take a more aggressive approach at trying to remedy the situation. So yeah, thank you guys for your feedback. Thank you for making us aware. You know, it's like we definitely, we know, but you guys are making us very aware of the community's feelings for this, and that enables us to be able to communicate it better to the devs. So thank you. Velfrost says, I met 2 cheaters this week. Well, dude, let's report that. We'll get that taken care of. Let's go to the next one. This is from The Epic Butter. The Epic Butter himself. Actually, wait, hold on. No spoilers. Before I read, let's take another sip of gamer juice. Because that looked like a long paragraph. The Epic Butter. Why aren't known guilds who constantly have bad actors being banned? Meaning potential cheaters. We know they're using alts to overperform. We know they're consistently using mod packs and using achievement hacks. Why isn't this taken more seriously? Also, why didn't we punish people who abused the recent bug to climb Purification, Tower, and Shrine of Darkness? All of these abuses really take the value of the achievement away. The devs reply, this is a great question. This is a compound question, and it definitely like tells you the severity of what's happening right now. The devs said, first of all, we apologize for the concern caused by the abusers. When reviewing suspicious user reports, we carefully cross-check player logs to verify whether the account is abnormal, and even test if a user could legitimately reach a certain stage. Before I continue, that's kind of what I was talking about before, right? You know, in some cases, it's glaringly obvious, right, when it's a cheater. But at the same time, you don't want to be so sensitive with your anti-cheat that you accidentally make someone who is playing legitimately, you make their life more complicated. Back to their response, they say, we're sorry for the delays in resolving these cases. However, once an abnormal user is confirmed, proper sanctions are applied accordingly. We'll continue working to ensure a fair and transparent game environment. Thank you. Yeah, so while the devs aren't while they're not going into detail about their exact approach, we can definitely verify that this is their #1 priority right now. It's being talked at length right now. So, and I think the Epic Butter did a really good job of signaling how big of a deal this is, especially when it comes to the fact of them taking the value of the achievements away too. The last thing that the devs want is for cheaters to take that feeling of satisfaction away from legitimate players. So this is definitely something they need to focus in on, and I'm happy to report that they are. With that said, let's continue on. Velfrost, who's in chat right now, since the game became heavier, can we have an option setting to turn off other things besides skills? Like make a normal monster become shadow only or invisible? And one more thing, when we change preset to go to shelter, it's so laggy and takes a long time. Whoa. So this is a good question too. The devs say to this, regarding the lag, overheating, and optimization, we are listening to player feedback and working to step-by-step to improve performance. Related optimization has been included in the recent update, and other suggestions you've shared will also be reviewed to reflect on our ongoing optimization work. So I think what they mean by that latter half of that response too is that within that last update, there are changes to be made to help make the game a little bit smoother. So while I think Velfrost's approach might be a little strong, like turning off the enemies entirely so that they are shadow or invisible, you know, at a certain point you start, it just becomes numbers on the screen. And I don't know if I would necessarily say to do that, but I do think that there's probably ways to take extra weight off the game in the background, because we remove skills, right? But maybe you could reduce frame rate or something like that, you know, have a lower graphical setting to help kind of relieve that burden on older devices. It's a very valid ask. I think that's great. Though I don't know if I'd necessarily go so far as to make enemies invisible, you know, because after a while it just becomes text on the screen. Mynethia, whoa. What is the devs' current goal in the game as a player? So like meaning in their own Soulstrike journey, like in developing their character, what is their goal? And the devs replied, we hope to deliver the true joy of growth that defines Soulstrike. We believe the game's charm lies in its many growth systems and the confidence of the confidence that masters feel in building their own builds. Whenever we see posts where masters share their build comps or discover a new meta, makes us very proud and reaffirms our mission to create a game that delivers the thrill of rapid growth of your character. We'll continue striving to ensure masters can always experience that exhilaration, that joy of growth. Thank you. Yeah, and I do think that they definitely nail that. That's one thing that I think Soulstrike has over a lot of other games. And it's part of the reason why I say that it's solved so many of my problems with like the idle action game genre, you know? It's like, when you're plateauing in Soulstrike, you don't plateau for very long. It always feels like you can go through it. Let me just make sure that I'm caught up on everything over here on YouTube as well. Thank you guys. What's up, Jose? Welcome back. Welcome back to the stream. Next up, we got Shizukia 3047. When will we have a chance to grab any of the old previous allies, skills, relics, etc. from past events for the collection or their unique effects? Since there are more and more new events, reruns are really rare, and this can be frustrating for newer players who would love to grab an old ally or pet that would complete their perfect roster. It's a solid question. This is also a conversation topic that we kind of come back to in Soulstrike. I'm interested to see how the devs are going to reply. I know how I would reply right now, but let's see what the devs say. So the dev team considers this very important, especially for new players who joined after those events ended. However, IP collaborations are bound by contracts with specific timeframes, making reruns challenging. For original in-game content, we also respect the rarity for players who participated at the time, so reruns are reviewed after a certain interval. That said, your feedback about re-releasing past event rewards is valuable, and we'll take it into account. Thank you. I actually love their reply. I love the question, loved how the devs answered it. It was very transparent, because that's the thing too. With these collaborations, something that I really respect about the devs is that they've managed to get these reruns on board. You know, we've seen reruns of previous collabs like Xenonia as well as more, and it's like they've come back with like new treasures, new event structures, new ways to get stuff. I think it's definitely something that needs to happen more, but it's difficult because of all those IP relations. You know, it's like you're working with another IP, and that can get really complicated, unfortunately. But yeah, I think it's a great question, and it would be very good. Renier, thank you for submitting. Lal Darian says, I would kill for God's grace. Oh, you made it. I was driving home. Awesome. I'm glad that you made it home safe. Ultra Deathlord says, hey, Evan, do you find these solo hosting? I think the sentence might have gotten cut off, but I gotta say, dude, I'm loving it because you guys give me the chance. You guys are always someone to talk to. So in a way, I'm not like alone. I might be vocalizing alone, but I'm not actually alone since you guys are here to kind of talk back and forth too. Let's move on to the next one. Tabby Tales. Are there any plans on adding more guild content? Whoa. As in more guild members' engagement with each other and not limited to just GVG stuff. Dude, this feels like a question that we have almost every stream. And I think it's important enough to talk about. The dev said, thank you for the suggestion. Beyond improvements to in-game guild chat that many masters have requested, we're also reviewing ideas for new content to enhance communication and interaction between guild members. Nice. Since guilds are one of the main driving forces in Soulstrike, we will positively review your feedback. I want that on a shirt. I want that for Soulstrike merch, is just, we will positively review your feedback. Because like, that is a long way of saying, yes, it's happening. And I love that. I'm so thankful. And they also confirmed here, we are reviewing ideas for new content to enhance communication and interaction between guild members. This is a piece of feedback that has been delivered to them, and they've been aware of it for a while, but it obviously takes time to change stuff like this. So thank you, Tabby Tales, and thank you guys for your patience on that too. SimArt says, yes, positive, we like that. Okay. Childish, when will you have your first meetup? So chat, the devs go on to say that you have shared feedback about the meetup where masters and dev team can meet in person on September 25th. So at the time of streaming, that's I think 6 days ago, we held an event in Korea called Lask's Invitation, where selected masters residing in Korea gathered to discuss the present and future of Soulstrike. The details from the meeting will be shared, so please take a look. We'll continue working to create more opportunities to connect with masters worldwide. Thank you. So coming up next in the dev Q&A, that's it for the questions, but what comes next is those notes that the devs are talking about. So why don't we do another wheel spin, and then we can get into that. Does that sound good, guys? There are now 5 left in the tank. There are 5. 2 and 3, says Reraneer. What's up, Epic Butter? Would be fun to do purification with an avatar of a guildmate, or endless purification. That would be really cool. That's actually a nice suggestion. We got a vote for 2 and 3. We have a vote for 4 and 4. I like the symmetry, but we did that last time. Let's do 2 and 3. Let's do 2 and 3. 1, 2. And we did get a shake up. Number 3, 2 and 3. This one was brought to you by Reraneer, who just got home safely. And it is 300 skill tickets. 300 skill tickets. Congratulations, chat. And thank you. Thank you to Reraneer. John's wrist. Dude, with the Yugi emotes? No way, bro. Kaiba. Kaiba. So yeah, now we got Relic Gift 222 and Skill Gift 292. All right, guys. Lask's Invitation. Let's see what happens. So there's a lot to talk about here. So get ready, okay? One more sip, guys. Allow me. And I'll read through. Hello, Masters. Our recent Lask's Invitation event was the very first step towards making Soulstrike even better. It was just a small beginning. Meeting you in person and listening to your thoughts gave us clear direction for the road ahead. We know that despite all the feedback you've generously shared with us so far, our communication hasn't always been as satisfying as it should have been. From now on, we'll continue creating more opportunities to listen to you closely in different methods so that no such disappointment remains. We'll actively reflect on the feedback you've already given us and the feedback you'll share in the future, so the joy you first felt will stay with you. With new ideas and improvements, we'll work to make sure Soulstrike is an even more enjoyable experience. That's very nice. That is very, very nice. Okay, let's talk about the key topics that were discussed Again, this is from the Lask's invitation event that occurred just about 6 days ago at the time of recording. More or less key topics. Let me zoom in here. First of all, game balance. Some masters have pointed out that the fire skill, Icarus's Descent, feels significantly more powerful than skills from other elements. Dude, how the turns have tabled, by the way. What an underdog story for Icarus's Descent. I remember when that skill was like one of the worst in the game. And they asked whether similar skills would be added to other elements. We acknowledge that Icarus's Descent has made the fire element feel disproportionately strong. We'll continue monitoring battle data and usage rates and adjust the balance so no single element dominates others. We're also reviewing new skills and unique effects for other elements to give each one a distinct identity and strategic value. I really like the way that they ended that one because that's great. If we can make it so that elements are kind of like specialized in different things, make sure each one has a different feel, I feel like that would be fantastic. And what did we say at the start of this, chat? We were just talking about how it feels like they are kind of focusing in on wind. I imagine this sort of like game balance change of making each one have its own identity and also making them all feel independently powerful is not something that's going to happen over one update. It's going to be a combined effort over a period of time. And they're slowly doing that. And I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate the transparency. So 2, currencies and growth systems. Many of you have pointed out that obtaining the 5th element, a core resource for parts progression, feels too difficult, and that pack efficiency feels poor. You've also had concerns about the scarcity of ultimate parts pieces and the high crafting costs. And they said, we're preparing broad adjustments to ease these difficulties, baby. That's what I'm talking about. This includes expanding acquisition methods, reducing crafting costs, oh my God, please, and improving underperforming packs. These changes will be rolled out step by step, allowing smoother and more reasonable progression. We made it. That's awesome, actually. I'm all about reducing the difficulty with like crafting costs, to be honest. When are we getting Evan in the game and the skill Evan-splaining? Us Evan heads want to know. We will relay this valuable feedback to the devs, okay? They are now listening across multiple platforms. We'll tell them just how important it is that we get an Evan ally. Guild content and community. There were concerns that certain top guilds on global servers monopolize rewards, potentially harming the community, and suggestions to ensure all guilds receive at least some rewards. And they say, we fully agree that monopolizing rewards disrupts community balance. We're preparing updates so that all participating members will receive basic rewards while still preserving competitive fun and reducing frustration from imbalance. Okay, these are strong points already, and I'm happy to report that it's not over. We have more. 4, new master experience. This is something that we end up talking a lot about on stream, especially like the fact that Epic Butter just started a new account semi-recently. We have Childish Plays, who comes by every so often. He also asked the last question in the dev Q&A above that segued us into this. So this is definitely something that is on everyone's minds. Many felt that new masters face steep growth hurdles and need stronger starter support. The devs say, we're reviewing server placement policies and preparing measures such as starter parts, sets, and early growth items. Our goal is to help newcomers settle in smoothly, and we'll continue improving support for new players. Reducing barriers to entry is so important, especially at this stage of a game. For something like Soulstrike, that's now past that 1.5-year marker, going closer to the 2nd anniversary, like day after day, this is just like, this is probably the biggest thing that you should focus on, making sure that you can help players want to stay in the game and engage with it. With that said, I mean, when the game first came out, I didn't notice any particularly jarring new player experiences, but since then, we've had collabs, events, like so many things that can separate new players from current users. So I think it's even more important now than it has been in the entire lifespan of Soulstrike. Number 5, content experience. Some masters felt fatigued by consecutive crossovers, while others enjoyed them as motivation for growth. Concerns were also raised about the lack of interactive events during Chuseok, and requests were also made for crossovers with more mainstream familiar works. So that's interesting. I'll read their answer in just one second. I just wanted to say, it's like, yeah, the consecutive crossovers is both I could see how some people could be all about it, but I could also see how I find it to be quite impressive, actually, the frequency of collaborations that they do, because it's sometimes can be kind of hard to set those up, and it's very impressive that they're able to do them. But going back to it, I think that there is an argument to be made to maybe slow down on that and maybe, you know, spend some time on like other parts of Soulstrike, like quality of life adjustments or any number of the things they've talked about here. They say, we understand that crossovers can be both exciting and overwhelming. Moving forward, we'll balance collaborations with original content. Seasonal and holiday periods will feature more participation-based events, and will broaden crossover partners to include more popular and recognizable works. Now, with that said, I mean, we did also get a Full Metal Alchemist one. Full Metal Alchemist, that was pretty poppin'. So it's like, I'm satisfied. It's like, I'm good, bro. But, you know, it's less about me. It doesn't matter if I'm good. It's like, it's more about you guys, to be honest. Okay. Let me just catch up with chat real quick. That would be so fun, Johnsmith. Yeah, I agree. To be honest, retention can also be unit longevity for their use and build, like how Monkey may not be the best Earth, but is very usable for some builds and useful to others. Oh, look at that. JG Blitz says, yo, I got a new phone. Congratulations, GZ new phone. Now I can play Soulstrike, and it's hella smooth. Let's go, dude. We had a dev Q&A question about that. That's crazy timing. Okay, number 6, stability and quality of life. Issues such as, oh my God, it's back. That's crazy. Issues such as overheating, crashes, and unstable connections were raised repeatedly. Many also found it difficult to judge growth efficiency since damage formulas aren't disclosed. Other concerns including the risk of accidentally pressing the parts breakthrough reset button, limited inventory, and unclear UI terminology. They say we're prioritizing optimization so gameplay is smoother and more stable. So JG Blitz, it'll hopefully get even better. See, we'll also improve system guides to make growth efficiency easier to understand. Safety measures for resets, inventory expansion, and clearer UI terminology are also being prepared so you can enjoy a more convenient and intuitive experience. I think we saw like a little foreshadowing of that in the most recent 2.3.0 update, but I'm sure that they have even more in mind. Let's keep going. To close out, they say beyond these points, every piece of feedback you shared has been carefully recorded. Improvements that can be applied immediately will be rolled out first, while those requiring more time will be reviewed further and implemented as they're ready. This event wasn't just an event, it was the starting point of building Soulstrike together with you. We'll keep creating more opportunities to listen to your voices and continue shaping Soulstrike into a game you can enjoy for years to come. Once again, we're deeply grateful for your participation. Thank you. That was cool. I really appreciate their transparency, and I'm glad to hear that they're doing this in like a sit-down fashion with like select players. Like this is pretty dope. Let me know in chat if you guys like this sort of thing, and we'll be sure to tell the devs. I'm sure it's going to be happening quite a bit, I will say. But they've got a really strong start ahead of them, a lot of things to focus on. Let's do another wheel spin before we get into the next segment of the show. Let's do this. Okay, guys, there are 4 balls left in the tank. Yeah, that was pretty cool, even if I don't... Death, you're so funny, bro. 5 and 3. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go all the way around. Okay, 5 and 3. This is from Ultra Deathlord in chat. 5 and 3. Oh, I can already see this is a good one. It's 30K Ether. That was awesome. Death sniped it, bro. That was, I don't know how you knew that. I don't know how you found the best reward like that, but you did, and that's what's important. Okay, guys, we're about to get into the next phase. It's the Guess the Ally quiz. Who's that ally? By now, you guys probably know the rules. We're gonna have 5 rounds. First person to correctly guess the ally will get 30K Ether. And the way that you redeem that is by contacting admin on Discord. That's how you claim it. Oh, I don't speak English. The room scrap system is very bad. That's the first time in chat. Welcome to the stream. What is your preferred language? I don't speak another language, unfortunately, but we can relay the feedback as well. Unfortunately, English is my only language, but you know, still, I'd love to know regardless. So contact admin on Discord, and I want to remind everyone too that you can only win once. So you're more than welcome to keep participating each round. Just don't be surprised if you guess it first and we don't call on you as a winner if you already won. That's it. Okay, guys. Now, with that said, I think that's all the rules out of the way. Wait. 172 centimeters said, wait. Do we spam it in the chat? Spam it in the chat? You say it in the chat. You don't necessarily need to say it a lot. If you say it once, we'll see it. You know what I mean? But you can, yes, in the chat. Okay. Are we ready? Round one? Round one. Here we go. Guess the ally. This should not be that hard, chat. This one should not be. Whoa. Whoa! Chat is quick on the draw. This was also spelling matters. It should be said that spelling does matter. Wow. Renier was quick with it. Super quick on the draw. It is Cecilia, the latest ally to join Soul Strike. Congratulations. That one was pretty easy, right? Okay, let's make it a little more difficult. How about that? We'll make it a little harder for round two. Okay? Round two. Who is that ally? Guess that ally. JG Blitz says, no, it ain't, because I got no idea. Guys, spelling chat. All I'll say is spelling. All I'll say is spelling matters. I just want to reiterate, spelling does matter. Oh, guys, double check. Does anybody have the right spelling yet? Oh, yes. A-Tart. Boom. Chocolat. Chocolat. Nice, dude. And look at that. We got the gift version. We got the moving ally version. Congratulations. Again, 30,000 ether. If you win, all you got to do is contact admin on Discord. If you're not yet a part of our Discord server, it's rotating in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. So you can just join that at your leisure. Congratulations. Okay, round three. Round 3 of 5 coming up right now. Who's that ally? Chat, again, if you guess this off a foot, oh my God. Dude, I'm telling you, they know feet. They know the feet, dude. You give them a foot and they'll guess it. We're starting to get a little bit of bleed over from Starseed, you know what I mean? Like, that's what 172. You got it, it's Yuna. It's Yuna. But are you happy you got it? I know my feet, says 172, but are you happy you got it that fast? I'm sure you are. You should be. 30K ether. Boom. I know. Instant, dude. Instant. Like, on lock, bro. He said that with the same confidence that I say my name, you know? Like, it is Yuna. But I ask you, chat, who is this? Who is that? Who the heck? What? Who the heck is this? Oh, vou falar português. Oh, eu não acredito. Salve no chat. Desculpa, não fala português. Eu sou Evan. Sejam bem-vindos na live do Come to Us. Meu Deus! Eu amo o Brasil. Meu sotaque é goiano. Beijão Goiânia. Pago salve, meu povo. Oh, YouTube got it. YouTube, we got it. It's P1. P1 got it. It is Ruel. Não esperava por isso. Salve, salve. Is that? It is. It's a tail. It's a tail. Yeah. So if I will, I'm sorry. I don't speak much Portuguese, but I know a little bit of Portuguese. I'm going to Brazil São Paulo next week. That's crazy. Crazy timing. Okay, guys, final round. Final round. Y'all ready for this? Round 5. Who is this? Who is this? Que isso, chat? What do I say to admin on Discord? Say, what up? I'm 172 centimeters. I wanna guess the ally. Oh, but who got it first? It was Marigo. Congratulations. It is Wraith. It is Wraith. Congratulations. You guys nailed that, by the way. That was awesome. Maybe they weren't as difficult as I thought. You guys got those really cool. Honestly, the hardest part is always the spelling, right, guys? You know what I'm talking? That's the toughest part. Congratulations, Ririnier, A-Tart on YouTube, 172 centimeters, P1 on YouTube. We also have Marigo. Congrats, our rounds 1 through 5 winners. Okay, so with that, we've done the update, we've done the dev Q&A and more. Oh, sorry guys, apparently I gotta log in again. My bad. Stand by one. Stand by. This was entertaining. I'm glad you liked it, dude. I'm so glad you liked it. The Guess the Ally quiz is one of my favorite parts of the dev Q&A. I've been really liking the Guess the Ally sections. It's fun. And it's always crazy when someone's able to just say, yo, I know Yuna's feet when I see it. You know, it's like, I could spot Yuna's feet from a mile away. It's like blood in the water for a shark, dude. You know, smell one drop of her toes in like several gallons of water. Oh, thank you, Def. Stop reminding the viewers about the feet pic. Oh. Muito obrigado. We'll pass that along. Eu tenho comentado o sistema de scrap das runas. Eu acho ruim fazer por vez. Muito obrigado, Fago. Yeah, we can pass that along about the scrap system feedback. Thank you, dude. Valeu. You're never gonna live that down for sure. Okay, so now guys, since Cecilia's like running around, right? Maybe we could do a little summoning perhaps? Oh my goodness, dude, we got the summon fiesta. We got the full moon fiesta right now. So they're discounting the summons. That is so dope, actually. Wait, that is actually awesome. I wish I had 1.3 million. Evan, what does your shirt say? It says, you have been summoned, which is what I'm gonna say to Cecilia when I eventually get her. That's what I'm oh wait, hold on, I don't wanna actually do that. Let me do my ad summons real quick, guys, because I just realized we've spent the whole stream like outside of Soul Strike. It's like by this point, I've normally done all my ad summons over the course of it, you know? But yeah, that's so funny, and I gotta remember not to do this here. See, this, again, my UI change thing, I just like this button to be perhaps moved. Not that 5K is a big deal, but it's like if I'm saving up for something, I want to make sure that I don't accidentally tap, you know, and normally I'm like kind of spamming. So that's all that's about. Let's go to the ally, Cecilia. Oh, Cecilia, come home, dude. Come home, let's go. Sugar Mice, Cecilia. Let's summon for her a little bit. Let's go. Oh, this is kind of a dry spell for me. Oh. Oh, wait, did I not have Ruel? I thought I had Ruel. Did I not have Ruel? You said, dude, you should say mommy. Scam. I thought I had Ruel. I could have sworn that I had Ruel already. Well, now I do. Oh, double it down. Double it. Let's go. Cecilia. Cecilia, I'm gonna treat Cecilia well, chat. This is great. Oh, we got another one. We got another Ruel. Nice, and then now there's a little dry spell. Actually, let's just get to the point where we can get another copy of her. Admin rigged. Dude, I don't think so. I'm having some dry spells in between here. There's another Cecilia. Have I reached it? I did. I reached it on the bottom there. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. So now that we have her, I want to reiterate the question that I actually started the stream off with. What do you guys think of her so far? For folks who have gotten a chance to play around with Cecilia, do we dig? Do we dig? Do we not dig? I heard that A3 is kind of where you want her to be. Reduces defense and wind resistance of enemies hit by 30%. Thus increasing your efficacy a little bit. I like her at A3. Nice. I've called Evan Daddy before, though. I'm proud of that. Oh, death. Dog. Wow, these are so cool. Look at this. Teal Dancer, the Awakened skin. They knocked it out of the park with these. Although I'm telling you, Ruel, look at that. Wow. Wow. They love Ruel. They love this. They're very proud of this character, as they should be, to be honest. I think Ruel is dope. You just need her at A3. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Ew, what? 172, excuse me? I knew you were gonna say something like that. I knew that was coming. I literally knew that was coming. That's crazy, bro. You're so funny. I knew you. Yo, do you play Starseed? We play Starseed? We talk about that stuff a lot on the Starseed streams. This is pretty new for Soul Strike. This is great. Oh, speaking of other streams, guys, we also have the Summoners War stream coming up at 4 p.m. Pacific time. So it'll be in about an hour and 15 minutes. We're playing the new challenge mode RTA, me and Bloom. That'll be fun stuff. So if you want to see more, you can come by and watch that. Let's jump to the next stage real quick. I'm gonna do more summons. I'm not done summoning yet. I just kind of want to chase the dot. Oh, I want to chase the dot a little bit. Let's actually advance this. Sure, we can take that. I don't mind. We'll do some of this. She's good, but just like the whole Grandis series, you just need her A3. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Maybe, like, how realistic is it that I can get her to A3 right now? Pretty likely. 4 copies? Just 4 copies, guys? I think we can do that. Right? See? 1. Where's 2? Oh my gosh, this is draining my ether, chat. Chat. Wait a minute. What happened to my streamer luck? There's 2. There's 3. Just one more. Just one more. Come on. One more, right? Feet. Exactly. 4. Let's go. Easy. Not easy. Not easy. That was actually a super long dry spell for me. Look at that. And we got our super cute Awakened skin. Keep going. Keep going. More, says JG Blitz. Oh, 172 is about to change their name on Twitch to match the sizes. Unbelievable, bro. That name is just diabolical already, by the way. Absolutely diabolical. Let's power her up. If we like her enough, we can do that. We can give her something for that. And is there anything else that I'm looking for? We can pop some of this. Keep moving through. Oh, nice, new hair. Let's go to the collection. Okay, get some of these. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I have not been doing this. I've not been keeping up on my collection, but I kind of like it when I do that because it gives me more buttons to tap. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean, guys? You know what I mean by that? Okay, wait. It was? But Twitch forced me to change the name. So this is you. This is hilarious lore from 172 centimeters in the chat right now. This is hilarious lore. So this is you having acquiesced to Twitch's demands. Oh, you have Vanessa. I forgot you were an employee for a minute. I mean, yeah. I know, dude. When the luck is so bad, you forget I work for the company. In all seriousness, though, my rates are absolutely the same. My rates are the same for every game that I play. I do a lot of that on purpose, too, because it's like I want to make sure that it's like for the most part, we want to play the game on the same page that y'all do, so that way we can kind of experience the game in a similar way. So that's important to know. Oh, I think I'm still at the stage where I'm flying through levels right now, actually. Yeah, we're still flying. I think I had to stop it for some reason last time. So I'm like quickly accelerating. This is the most exciting part of Soul Strike to me. You know, the devs highlighted that, right? It's like that feeling of rapid growth. They nail it, truly. I know, it's so funny to see the boss up here and just die when they spawn. Simart says, Evan, can you run the guild? Can you run the guild dungeon? Like, do the guild dungeon? I suppose I could. I'd also like to use my keys, if that's okay with you guys. I know we're kind of doing quite a few things, but I just want to use a few of these, if that's chill with y'all. Let's move through it. Wow. Great lore, 172. Thank you for sharing. Acquiesce is S tier word, by the way. I don't know if I said that. I might have said that. I don't know if I said it or thought it, but I might have said it. S tier word. I just kind of want to use some of these keys because they've been accumulating in the background a little bit. And then I think we've done 3 wheel spins so far, guys. Why don't we do one more? Why don't we do one more right now? I'll get you guys another reward. And while we do this, I want to remind you too that the Dev Q&A survey is still active and it's still pinned to the top of both chats. That's a quick way to get more ether. And it also signs you up for the ball drop. The ball drop is kind of a fun interactive thing we do where your name is put into an obstacle course mixed with a funnel, and the first person to make it to the bottom, rather the top 3 people to make it to the bottom, get rewarded. 1 and 3. 1. This is from Rainier. Again. 1 and 3. Let's see what we got. We already got the relics. We already got the 30k ether, and now here's the 20k ether. Nice, dude, let's go. Y'all have gotten like the best options, truly. Like these, I think we are expertly dodging class tickets. By the way. Dodging it like a champ right now. Yeah, we got the relics, we got the skills, and we got double ether. So make sure you're redeeming these too and filling out the survey, because this is like, these are very quick ways to level up. Let's actually go do Goblin, or actually no, I'm sorry, excuse me, I misspoke. We just did Goblin. Let's go do Orcish. Let's do Orcish Punching Bag. Can I level some stuff up though? Before we do that, let's actually just dump a lot of this into skill damage. We'll do some of that into this. I don't need defense yet because, well, I mean, we always need defense, but I guess what I mean to say is if I'm not dying, I don't need defense. You know, they're not able to touch me yet. Let's do some crit damage. And then where's fire? Let's do some more fire. And we can dump the rest of this into advanced attack. Let's put the rest of this into advanced attack. I'm down, like just all of it. Yeah. Okay, great. And now let's go do Orcish. Oops, excuse me. Wait, what boss? What boss is underway here? I see no boss. Hold on, guys. I think I might need to like potentially leave or something. Let's actually just go to the shelter because I think I might have accidentally glitched it out. Yeah, I think I got bugged. Sorry, guys. Okay, now let's go back. Bug caught in 4K. That makes it easy to submit a bug report, if I'm being honest. Okay. Now Orcish. Just flying through my previous record, I think. We'll have to double check what the record was. Oh yeah, I like having the Devilmon around. He's kind of been outclassed by recent relics, to be honest. I just don't have anything personally that's a good replacement for it at the time. I think, you know, so this one we spent a lot of time talking about the new notice. It was a longer than normal dev Q&A because it even kind of gave us a preview of like the future of Soul Strike. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe that out and do this. I love the use max feature, bro. Thank you so much for that. Let's just wipe this out too. We can just do that. But next time we stream and I have like moments or something, I'd love to do an intervention stream again with Epic Butter. I think that'd be very, very fun. And there's something else that I wanted to do. Let's go to growth. Let's actually do the awakening. Let's do the awaken stuff. Skill damage I've already done. Let's bump up ally damage, defense, nice. And basic attack. Do I have enough to actually rank this up? Yes, dude. We just got a little bit more final damage with that. We have attack on here. We got crit damage. Let's go ahead and, oh, actually I don't have enough to level that out anymore. Hey, your boy Wheezy, what's going on, dude? Says this isn't Summoner's War. Did I miss the Summoner's War part? Not yet. Don't worry. Summoner's War is actually in 1 hour. It's in 1 hour from now. 1 hour from now, and then we're gonna move on to Summoner's War. And awesome. And I'll be streaming with Bloom. We'll be playing the new challenge mode RTA. So come on back. Right now, though, to answer your question, this is Soul Strike. This is a spectacular game that we've also been streaming on the Come To Us channel for quite some time now. And guys, it's actually time for the ball drop. So if you guys are ready, we can do that. Let's go ahead and get some people some more ether. Again, we reward the top three people, right? Get 30K. Ready, set, go. And this one is going to just be a test run, guys. So just kind of showing you what it's all about. Oh, whoa, this is a fast one. This is a fast one. Okay. This is a real quick one. So you see what I'm talking about with the obstacle course mixed with funnel. So this was just a test run. Eventually, we're going to replace it with all of your names on there. I just wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page. That's what that is. Okay. Since I failed one, I might actually need to invest in some more defense. I'm also missing, I need more accuracy, but I don't have like a super easy source for accuracy. Oh, I guess I'm okay. I guess I'm fine. If you find that you are like dying to bosses, but your damage is generally good, it might be your defense, to be honest. That is a lesson that I've had to learn like 3 or 5 times. I'm not even kidding. If I had a nickel for every time I had to learn that lesson, I would have 15 to 25 cents. Ultra Death says, hey, Evan, I'm doing fine, by the way. I'm glad to hear that, dude. I'm so glad to hear that. Oh, that's so funny. Awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and do the real one. So this is gonna be us right now, all of your names have been submitted. Everybody who's filled out the survey, top 3 to make it through will get 30K ether. Let's do this. Oh, Jose from YouTube, bouncing down there. I saw JG Blitz back there. It's Time X sneaking down the right side. This is a very fortunate path that they've found. This is where things start getting a little bit more complicated, though, as the bouncing rings start sending people flying. We got Candy Cane bouncing back up, Epic Butter getting hung up on the side, Elton finding his way through, sneaking down the right, the winner, Elton Hawk, followed by Hautor and Matan. Wow. Guys, congratulations. Congratulations, guys. That was awesome. Well done. Just like for the Guess the Ally section of the show, just contact admin on Discord, and that's how you can get your reward. And that Discord link is in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. So if you need to, you can. So many effects, I know. Yo, boy Wheezy, I know, yeah, this is crazy. When Soul Strike is like popping off, it's popping off. You can actually reduce the number of effects, but I like it. Some people don't love having all the effects on screen, so you can like calm it down if you want to. But I find it fun, bro. I think it's very fun. Bro, I defeated that boss so fast. That is crazy. I'm gonna let this run for a little while, guys, because clearly I need to like clear some stages because my character is just flying through this. We did kind of accelerate a little bit though, just a smidge. We got the unique effects from Cecilia. I also upgraded my my Awakening Cube again, but I think this is largely from the Ultimate Gear piece that I got, actually. So is it an AFK game? Yeah, so dude, this is the conversation that we have on stream. Simply speaking, yes, but then it's a big but, bro. It is an idle action RPG. The reason why I like it is because I can quickly turn off auto and just grab control of my character. So you see right now, a virtual stick will appear and you can gain control of your character if you're so inclined to do that. My allies there were enough to kind of clear out the waves, and they took out the boss. I'm gonna turn it back on auto right now. For me, I know I'm going on a rambling session. I'm just briefly gonna touch on why I really like Soulstrike. Soulstrike addressed every problem that I've ever had with the genre, and I love that, dude. I really appreciate that, like, I can grab hold of the tablet at any time I want and take control of my character. Do I do that often? No, not necessarily. But that's because I don't necessarily need to all the time. For like guild content I have in the past, certain dungeons I will, etc. But also there's always something to do. We say this game is like chase the dot. Dude, there's so much that I could be tapping right now, like to go and get progression. So unlike other games in the genre, you're constantly progressing. You're blowing past plateaus, and there's a bigger emphasis on builds. Like, it's not strict, like just linear. You have paths that you can take. So I highly recommend at least giving it a try, and honestly, it's a good time to do so too. But that's just like my brief, version, my elevator pitch of the game. I'm sure folks in chat could also give you a better one too. But guys, we've reached kind of the end of the stream today. If you want to come back for more, I'm doing a Summoner's War stream today at 4, where we go through a new challenge RTA that's been added into the game. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, the dev Q&A, and all the rewards. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time, okay? Bye, everyone. Have a great day.